Did someone get a blowout? You're so happy? Yeah? Are you so happy you got a blowout? Hey? Yes, I look so stinking cute, don't I? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel today. In today's video, we are going to be doing my June beauty favorites. This is a type of video that sometimes I forget to make, I'm gonna be honest. I think I forgot May favorites. Probably because my birthday was the end of May, I perhaps got a bit distracted. But this is June favorites, and I'm so excited because I have a lot of really awesome products to show you guys, and I think these you are really going to love. Product I want to talk about is actually a tinted moisturizer. I have hauled this on my channel. I have kind of given you some thoughts on this as well, so this probably is no surprise to you guys. But this is a product that I think Tarte did a fantastic job on. The shade range is pretty good, I believe. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure the shade range is pretty good. Tarte hasn't always been that good with shade ranges, so they're definitely improving in that regard. But this is the Maracuja Tinted Hydrator, and I've been using this a ton ever since I got this little mini to try. So this is what it's supposed to look like. It's so small and cute in the mini size, but when I actually ordered the full size, because I loved it so much, I actually got a deformed one. So this is what the deformed one looks like. You can tell it's clearly like been filled like improperly. The logo is not aligned. It just doesn't make any sense. It's definitely a messed up, defected one, but you know what? The product inside of it is still the same as the mini, so I decided to keep it, even though visually it's not as appealing, but this is how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to be all aligned like this, and I really like this product because it feels really lightweight on the skin, yet it's a light to medium coverage product. So if you want to really cover like some acne scarring, some redness, things like that, you can definitely do it with this product because it allows you to build it up just a bit. This is not a product that you will get to full coverage to, however, like it's definitely got an upper limit, but I really love medium coverage foundations anyway. I don't typically go for a full coverage product really ever, so it's nice that you have the lightweight feel of this product where you don't want to feel heavy. Then you can kind of build it up on certain problem areas if you want to make it look a little bit more even. This kind of gives you a nice natural dewy finish also, which is perfect for summer. Certainly not greasy looking or sweaty looking. It just gives you a nice glow. So this is definitely my first recommendation. Definitely been my base go-to for the month of June and even May, if I'm honest. Now that we're talking about summer essentials, I do want to talk about sunscreen, and you guys often ask me what my favorite sunscreens are. Now, two of them come from Supergoop, so I'm going to be talking about these first. One of them I am completely out of, so I'm going to insert a picture here, but my first favorite is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. This is a chemical sunscreen. A chemical sunscreen does not mean that it is bad for the skin. I know there's some theories out there that say that. The difference between a physical and a chemical sunscreen typically for most people is the fact that sometimes a chemical sunscreen can irritate someone's skin or can clog pores and things like that. So that's why some people will choose a physical sunscreen over a chemical. So the Unseen sunscreen is a chemical one, but it has like a silicone-y kind of feel to the skin. Like it's definitely unseen, so it's a clear sunscreen product. And this is one that just lays over the skin beautifully and kind of gives a slight mattifying effect, which is kind of what I was saying about the silicone-y kind of finish. Reminds me very much of the Smashbox primer. I do like how the Unseen one layers underneath makeup beautifully. That is why I love it, because some sunscreens can pill on you as soon as you add other products over top of it. This is one that I really, really love, and I'm actually waiting for Sephora Canada to restock it. Sephora Canada does now carry a limited amount of Supergoop products. It's definitely not the entire line, but they do have the Unseen sunscreen. However, it is always sold out. So you guys know that it's got to be a big hit then. My second favorite from Supergoop is actually for those of you that really want a physical sunscreen, as well as one that has a bit of a tint. So the Unseen does not have a tint. It is a clear product and a chemical product. This is the Zinc sunscreen from Supergoop, and this is actually my second favorite from the line. What I will tell you though is this one has a definite smell to it that is a little bit off-putting. I'm gonna be honest. So it could be a deal breaker for some of you. It just smells a tad off-putting, but the good news is that when you apply it to the skin, it actually dissipates, so you don't smell it on your skin all day. And this one has a nice beigey tint to it. So it's really beautiful, smooths right into the skin, does also layer well underneath product. And I would say the coverage is sheer, basically. It doesn't give you a ton of coverage when it comes to the tint. It's about sheer to light, depending. But if you have a lot of problems that you want to cover, this isn't going to be enough for you simply because this is quite light with coverage. I really like that this one's an SPF 40. It's also good to know it is called the Zinc screen because the sunscreen ingredient in here is zinc oxide, which is a physical sunscreen. So this is a good option for those of you that are really hesitant towards a chemical one for reasons like I said prior. Perhaps it irritates your skin or clogs your pores. I find that both products are amazing. It just depends on what you're looking for in a sunscreen. But this is one that I really, really like. It also says that this one is reef safe, no synthetic fragrance, one that I think is perfect for sensitive skin. So this is one that I really like also, but just so you guys know, the smell isn't the best, so try to get past that if you can. Now let's talk about a bronzer that I absolutely love, and this is one that probably is coming to no surprise to you. My next favorite for June is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. The shade that I have is 2 medium. I did pick up the shade Fair, and it was really, really light on my skin, to the point where it was just a few points higher than a setting powder for me. So definitely not a shade that would look like a bronzer on my skin. So I opted to exchange it for this shade, and I'm very excited that I did that. So this is the compact, you guys, on the inside. It is exactly double the amount of product compared to a airbrush setting powder. So this is a ton more product than what we're used to from Charlotte in a powder like airbrush product, but this is so beautiful on the skin. Very, very soft. You can build it up very well. It seeps into the skin super nicely, gives a beautiful diffused look. This is one that I think is beginner friendly, like you can't mess it up. It's a fantastic bronzer and one that I think is perfect for summer. So this is one that I think if you do take the splurge and try to purchase it for yourself and test it, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Definitely a hit from Charlotte. Next, I want to talk about a product that I love. There's one flaw about it that I wish they didn't have in it, but you know, it is what it is. This is the Gucci powder. I love this, you guys. I love the compact. It's so luxurious. Definitely appeases my high-end and luxury taste, you guys. There is such bouginess to this thing. I'm telling you, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like a Gucci product, like a luxury product, definitely. This is an expensive compact, so I love that they delivered with the packaging. But when you open it up, this is what it looks like kind of on the inside. So this is the powder. The shade that I picked up is shade 4, and I think this one is just a smidge too dark, just a smidge. I would go, when I repurchase it, I would go for a 3. So if you guys are around the same skin tone as me, the 3 is probably a bit more of an exact match. This is called the Poudre de Beaute Matte Naturel. Wow, good French, Jena. And this one is 10 grams of product in here also. I just don't like that this is so heavily fragranced. You guys know my position on that. I wish that it wasn't so heavily fragranced. I can smell it even from here. And I don't smell it on my skin after I apply it, but I know that I'm applying a fragrance product to my skin, and I wish that it just wasn't. So that's why I don't use this a ton, because I really don't want to wear fragranced makeup all the time. I want to make sure my skin is mostly using non-fragrance stuff or non-heavily fragrant stuff. So that's why she's kind of got to get spaced out a little bit. It will last a bit longer if that's the case. That is the plus side. There's also a tiny little sponge underneath the powder as well. So you can kind of see that there's a cute little applicator for it if you want. I don't use this sponge at all. I just use a powder brush. And there it goes. It sets the makeup beautifully. It doesn't give you an overly matte finish, more so a natural finish than matte for sure, because I don't really tend to go for an overly matte look. I love a natural look better, and this is definitely much more of a natural finish. So one of my favorites for sure. I die at this packaging. All right, next I'm going to talk about my 2 favorite eyeshadow palettes for the month. One of them has been a very fast love. The other one I've had a few weeks now with, so I'm really excited to share with you guys both of them. I also used both of them to create today's eye look, which is kind of purpley, a bit of gold, so really, really excited with how it turned out. So the first fave, of course, is no surprise to you. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Divine Rose 2. You guys can see, okay, you can see my hairbrush. There we go. This is the pink packaging, sold out super quick. I actually got a notification that this order was canceled for me, so I thought I wasn't going to get this package, and then it came. So the charge was still on my Visa, so I didn't think I got it for free or anything, but it was there, and then it showed up at my door even after I got an email that it was canceled. So something must have come through for me on the back end. I have no idea. But it did show up one day and I was really excited. I do really love this. I've actually worn this quite a few times now. This is the color story, you guys. It definitely is very bright compared to the Divine Rose 1, which is a bit more muted and cool toned. This is one that's brighter and bolder. So this is Divine Rose, so you can kind of see what I mean. This is the first one here. This is one that I think, again, they're compatible together, which I really, really like, but this is one that has more of like everyday, like a little bit of sparkle in it, cool toned for sure, but this is one that I think is more like if you had a palette for work and then one for play, work would be one and play would be two. This outer pink packaging is super gorgeous, you guys. It's ultra reflective, so you can see like everything kind of coming through on the case there, but it's a beautiful, like gorgeous pink, which I really, really like. She did a great job with doing something a little bit different for this release, which is the change in the lacquer packaging. Now that it's all like opened up, you can see how gorgeous this is. I really love the peachy matte pink kind of on the top left. We do have some bright duochromes on the bottom there. We have a bright like neonish kind of pink. We have some purples and we have some golds. Like this is a gorgeous compatible palette to Divine Rose 1. I also think you don't need Divine Rose 1 in order to make this palette beautiful. Like the palette itself is still gorgeous and works beautifully on its own. So for today's look, the gold topper, oh my word, it's really hard to one hand this one because it's so smooth. It just like wants to close. So this is the all over shimmer. I use this top shade over here all over my lid. Then I went all over my lid again with this one. And then I used the other palette to kind of smoke out the edge. So I'll tell you about that in a second. But Divine Rose 2 is awesome. I believe I've seen it at Sephora now. It's just in the black lacquer packaging over there. So they don't offer the limited edition pink packaging, but this palette is so worth the buy. I love the consistency of the shadows. I love how unique it is. I've definitely told you guys this before, but I'm not always someone that like really loves Pat McGrath's color stories, but this is another one that really, really drew me, especially this shade. I'm going to show you how beautifully duochrome it is. So can you guys see that? Like how it's like green, purple, pink, like what? And I'm going to show you some other shades too, because you guys have got to see this. The pigmentation is amazing. There's lots of foiled kind of looking shadows in here. And I'll also share with you the topper shade that I use. So here are just 4. Really, really beautiful. The top shade I used all over my lid today. The second last one I used all over my lid also. So both of these work beautifully together. Just amazing. Love this palette. There isn't even one dud in here, so that is awesome, obviously. And the price point of this, I mean, it has to be amazing because this is by far the most expensive palette next to Divine Rose 1 that I have ever purchased. Now, the next favorite is one that I just did a review on my channel. I really wanted to get this up for you super, super fast. And this is the new Natasha Denona Bronze Palette. I love this, you guys. This is also a very reflective package. My brush made its appearance one more time, but this is a beautiful midi-size palette from her line. I talked about this already in a full review, like I said, but I really, really love the shades in this palette. I think it's beautiful for all levels of makeup lovers, basically. You can see that the shades are super easy just to see looks with right away. And this is one that has more shimmers than mattes. So just keep in mind that might be a deal breaker for you if you're more of a matte girl. And if that's the case, I would suggest going for a palette like Biba that has more matte than shimmers. Still a beautiful product, of course. So this is one, I actually used the shade Rhodium on the top here to kind of smoke out the outer edge. And then before I applied the Pat McGrath special shade all over, I actually used Silk one more time to kind of, Silk is right here, to kind of highlight the middle of the lid and kind of give a spotlight effect. So I used this palette along with Pat's today to create this look. Really, really happy with how it turned out, and yeah, I think that it's always fun to kind of mix and match shades from different palettes from time to time. A lot of you guys really, really love this bronze palette too, so I figured I would talk about it in this favorites one more time, but definitely not a regret so far. Like I said, it's been a very, very fast love. I think I've had it now for 2 or 3 days, and I've been playing with it all the time, so you can kind of tell it's love at first sight when that happens. One that I think will look beautiful on all skin tones. It just has such a beautiful color story in this one, so definitely very excited to own it, and I'm excited for all of you because I know all of you are so excited about this one too. So it's definitely a nice palette from Natasha. You guys know I'm a luxury girl at heart, so I want to talk about 2 more products that I really, really love, and one of them is from Chanel. So this is currently in stores, I believe. It's probably from this past collection that just happened, but I did recently get this one. So this is a really nice card holder that I love. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it before. I actually literally just stopped the camera to go wash my hands because I knew that I was swatching product just now, and I like to keep my luxury items basically pristine. Like, I'm really over the top with this. But anyways, this is my first luxury item fave. This is like Barbie pink, and it's a Chanel card holder. I love the flap style card holders because they just kind of mimic the classic flap bag, which I really, really like. This also has gold hardware on it, and it's just like a perfect little summer card holder. Sometimes when I have the urge to go for a full-on bag in a very trendy color like this, I end up rethinking it and going for a kind of like an SLG instead, which is a small leather good instead, just so I can get that feeling of having a nice trendy color satisfied, but also not spending an arm and a leg because their bags keep increasing year over year. So I want to make sure that I'm buying bags I will for sure use, and some that I can pair with a ton of outfits, not just like, you know, the odd outfit. Plus, if you guys remember, I did go shopping with Michelle Wong in Vegas back in February before all this stuff happened, and I got a pink boy bag back then, so I didn't want to get another pink bag right away. This is the gorgeous Barbie pink color holder. You can probably still find this in some boutiques if you are lucky, but this is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I love the stitching of these, of course. I think it's just so like luxurious, nice and puffy. This is the caviar leather also, so one that I am a big fan of. I do like the lambskin too, but I don't know, the caviar leather also has a really nice, beautiful effect to it. So definitely love Chanel. I was thinking about filming my full-on Chanel collection with all of my small leather goods and all of my bags, so if you want to see that, then definitely let me know in the comments. My last favorite is my most recent handbag purchase. Well, actually not my purchase. My husband actually got this for my birthday for me, but this is my most recent handbag to my collection. I did an unboxing on my channel about this guy too. This is the Gucci Soho Disco Rose Beige bag. So this is one of my faves for the month because I've been carrying it nonstop. I will say that as I'm wearing this and kind of like learning about it, you know, wearing it in, so to speak, but also keeping it kind of pristine. One thing that I found, even in my review, my first impression was that the zipper is fairly stiff on this one, and I'm still getting that. So when I do open it, it's a little bit more tough. It's not as smooth as I kind of expected. So this could be something that I will just end up kind of loosening over time, but I know a lot of you guys have this bag too. So let me know if your zipper is still kind of stiff when you open it. But I find that when I'm like shopping with it, let's say, I will sometimes keep the zipper open because I don't want to keep like fighting with it a little bit, if that makes sense. It's not super, super bad like how it sounds, but it's definitely got a little bit of a resistance to it. Probably because it's brand new, but you'll have to let me know. So this is another one of my June faves because it is so, so cute. It's so casual yet chic. And this is a bag to me, like it's just really plain on the back. Has a nice gold zipper too. This is a bag to me that like, if you know about it and you know it's Gucci, then you'll know, but it's not like a super flashy bag, which is kind of nice for just like going to the park or going for a walk or something like that, you know? Trust me, having a nice flashy bag has its place. I do have a Gucci Marmont that's a little bit more of a statement, but this is one that I really love too because it's just so casually chic. So Definitely one of my favorites this month. Now it is your turn. Let me know one of your favorites from June. I would love to know. I always love to know your favorites and recommendations because I often find some of my new loves from you guys sharing what you love. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until my next one, guys, stay safe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
But somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way.